So we're continuing to build our code base here of building a session with the Go programming language and doing web stuff. And the code base that we're working out of is GitHub goes to 11, Golang web dev. And the videos are YouTube, Todd McLeod. If you go there, you can just look at the videos. And the videos are all called Golang web session video 03, video 02, video 01, so you can find them. And I like trying to find cool art for the thumbnail. And this is spray painting art. That's pretty neat. And Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I always have stuff about the Go programming language. It's Twitter, Todd_McLeod. So there's my whatever Twitter handle. And the last thing I just want to point out before we get rolling is greatercommons.com. It's a website I'm building with some friends, and it's awesome, and it's going to launch soon. And it's to help bring teachers and students and employers together to, eliminate barriers in the education to employment pathway. That all sounds kind of like nutty stuff, but it helps you learn stuff and then get paid from what you know. Anybody could teach on there. It's really cool. So check that out. It should be launching soon. So we are in 00 temp, 46 spring 17, 45 session, 03 sign up. And we've already done these first two in these previous videos. But now we're going to just kind of refactor this code a little bit. And we've already been through this code once. Let me just see a show of hands in the classroom. Who wants another little walkthrough? It's helping you, or you just want to get rolling. Who wants the walkthrough? Raise your hands. And you just want to get so there's 4 hands for the walkthrough. Let me see those again. And who wants to 5? Who wants to just get rolling? And 1. Sorry, man. Democracy's a bummer sometimes. All right, so we've got our listen and serve 8080, default serve mux, handle func at this route runs index. Index from our request runs the method cookie, which checks to see if there's a cookie named session, and that's going to be a pointer to a cookie. It's type cookie from the net HTTP package. We assign that to the variable C. If there's no cookie, we're throwing an error. So if there is an error, if the error is not nil, we're going to create a cookie. So we say HTTP package, type cookie, take the address, and now we have a pointer to a cookie. And then cookie's a struct, and we populate some of the struct fields there with values. And name it session, give it the ID, the value of a UUID. So we create a UUID, and then we get the string of that UUID. So that's the value we give it. HTTP only and path, and then we set that cookie. So the time you get to this line right here, you have a cookie, whether we got it in the request or we created it and set it for you. And then we're going to create a value of type user and assign it to a variable with the identifier of you. And type user is a struct we created with username, first name, and last name. And this is just their email is what we're using for the username. And then we check DB sessions with our cookie value, which is that UUID. And what is DB sessions? DB sessions is a map which is with a key of string and a value of string. And so we store the key as the session ID. That's what we write in the cookie, that UUID. That's what every time somebody makes a request back to our server, that cookie gets sent to us with that unique ID. And so that's the key. And what's the value that we're storing associated with that key is going to be the user's ID, which in our case is their email. And so once we have the user ID, the email, we could come up here to another DB users, and the key here is the email, and that stores the user, which is all the user information. And so that allows a user to have many different sessions over time, and we could clean out our sessions, every half hour, every hour, and we could just see, like how many people are using our site, and they could have sessions from different places, different cookies, and so that's the way you set it up. So here we then check DB sessions with the cookie value, the UUID. And if there is a value there, we get back OK is true. This is the comma OK idiom. The comma OK idiom. And so it'll give us the email, and it'll say, yeah, I actually found something there. If there is no value here, it gives us back an empty string, which is why we use this OK, this double test. Did you actually find something there? And it'll say, yes, true, I found something. Cool. So we have an email. With the email, we pass that as the key to DB users, and that gives us the user. Nice. And so then we come down here and we execute our template and we pass in the user. In our template is a form. And that form right here allows somebody to insert their email, first name, and last name. And if method is post, right, a little conditional right here, then we're going to get those values, email, first, and last that they sent over. And we'll create a user with email, first, and last, assign it to you. And at the DB sessions, the key is the session ID, what's stored in the cookie. and we're going to say the value is the email. DB users, the key is the email, and we're going to say the value stored associated with that key is the user. So that's where somebody submits a form and we're storing them in our database. Hey, here's a user. And so that's what index does. What bar does, at that route, we run the function bar, which is right here, and we request the cookie session, right? And if there's an error, meaning no cookies there, we're going to redirect, send you back to index, status C other, and then done, return. You're done at bar. You don't get to come into the bar. You don't have a cookie. And then if there was a cookie, we're going to check in DB sessions and see if we find a value there, an email there. If that's not okay, if there's no value there, you're done. You're out of here. You're going back to index, and then you're done in this function. Otherwise, we got an email, so we go DB users, give it the key of the email, gives us back the value of the user, pass that into the template. So only people who have a session and who are in have a session, they're the only ones who get to go to the bar. So that's just a little bit of a recap. So we can do a little bit of a refactor here. And one of the things that we're going to do to refactor is we're going to bring, and I have some notes here that I'm following along just because I wanted to make sure that we had a good, clean, clear code pathway example to sort of show all this. And so I'm just looking at my notes and figuring out what I want to do next, what I want to show you next. Index, sign up. So one of the things I want to do is I want to create a new route, and I'm just going to take the sign up stuff out of index. And so I'm going to create a new template, and I'm going to call it sign up. And inside sign up, I'm going to have the form, and I'm going to just call this page sign up. Sign up, and then we could, sign up is only sign up. I guess if you don't want to sign up, you could go back to index. Go to index. And index is actually just whack. There we go. And then out of index, I'm going to remove this form. And on index, we'll say, hey, if you're there, you could go to bar. So I just put sign up on a different page, which means I need to add a route. And so the route I'm going to add is going to be right here. And I guess I can make it this one, sign up. Sign up. And then I'll just grab all this stuff and duplicate it. So there's bar, here's sign up. And I think sign up comes before you go to the bar, so I'm going to move that up a level. I'm weird. Well, this is like one of the things. I like symmetry, so that kind of goes out, and that looks nice to me. This goes out, that looks nice to me, right? I do this, and it's like out, in, out, in. I'm like, eh. Isn't that funny? So here's sign up. And on sign up, we don't. What do we want to do on sign up? Let me check my notes here. So one of the things we want to do is we want to check to see if they're already logged in. And if they're already logged in, then we just want to, send them back somewhere else because they don't need to sign up. You're already logged in. And so we could refactor some of this code here. And so I'm going to create a new Go file. And this new Go file is going to be session.go. You can call it whatever you want. And then this is also part of package main. And inside session.go, I could pull out some of the code which is redundant. And so let me just bring up what we want to create. So we want to create two functions. And one function is going to get a user. And it'll take a HTTP response writer and a request. And it'll return a user. And then another function is going to check, are you already logged in? And that just needs a pointer to an HTTP request. And it'll return a bool. Okay, and so the already logged in function is just going to check the cookie. And so if you don't have a cookie, you're not already logged in. But if you do have a cookie, we could get the username, which is the email, and DB sessions. And into that, we pass c.value. And then we could throw away getting the user, but we just want to make sure there is a user. pass in the email, and it'll tell us if there is a user or if there is not a user. Right? So get the cookie. If there's no cookie, we're done. False. There's no. You're not logged in. Already logged in. False. And then we're going to go DB sessions and pass in the cookie value and get back the email. And we'll go to DB users and check, is there a user associated with this email? If that's true, right, then we're good. We're able to find that user true. Everything's fine. If not, there's a problem. We didn't find a user associated with that cookie ID. False gets returned. So already logged in is false. So that's already logged in. And then for getting a user, we're going to have something really similar to this first part. We're going to have a cookie and an error, and we're going to do request cookie and pass in session and error. So if error is not nil, then we're going to do UUID. So what was I calling that over here? It's all this. And I want to do Satori. Session, HTTP only, path, set cookie. And I need to do my returns. So now we're going to do var u user. And this will be the same as over here in index. Main.go, I mean. All right. And we can put this as email if we want. My variable naming hasn't been consistent with user ID versus email. So that's one little thing we can clean up in our code at some point. So look at that code. We ask for the cookie. We get if there is no cookie, we create a cookie and we set it. And then we are going to create a user, a variable, an identifier type u of type user, stores a value of type user. And then on our DB sessions, pass in that cookie value. And we get the email, and if it's okay, right, we actually found something there, then DB users would give it the email, and at that key we have the value of a user, and then we return that user. And so if it wasn't okay, then we return an empty user. There's no user there, but you know, if it's not okay, we could check not okay, but we always have to return a user the way this function is set up. So we could check first if they're logged in, and then if they're logged in, we could say get the user. So how do we use this code now to sort of like streamline our other code? So main.go index had all this stuff about getting a cookie and setting a cookie, right? And then here we get the user. And if there is a user, then that, and then we pass this in. And index no longer needs to process a form because we're doing that in sign up, right? And make sure that our templates sign up here, that we're going to sign up. That's where we go and sign up go HTML. And so we have a function now that takes care of all this code. And we can say u : get user and pass in that. So index just collapsed to that. Right, let me bring that over. So here's main.go, here's session.go, and get user takes a response writer and a pointer to request and returns a user. and it did all this stuff up here at the top, and it did all that stuff, right? What was there before? We had all this, cookie session, all that, set the cookie, and we had var user, get the user, right? All that stuff, and then we return the user. Well, let's just put that all into its own little function, which is what we did with get user. And so we could have that now. That's clean, right? Anybody have questions about that? No? Anybody need to look at it for a minute? I just took all that code used to be up there and put it into get user. All this. All this used to be right there.
And do you have to search to run that?
It's all on package main, so no, it's just package main can be distributed across multiple files.
Yeah, I mean the session.go. How do you?
Yeah, so this is because of the top of session.go, it says package main. The top here, it says package main. Go just sees this all as package main, even though I have it in multiple files.
So when you run main.go, it also runs session.go?
No, thank you. Now we can no longer do go run main.go. We have to do go build, let it build an executable, and then run that executable. Or we could do go run star.go. So good.
I was wondering how you would get that from just main if you put it in something else.
You want it, your program would be like, there's stuff missing. All right, so what does sign up become? In sign up, we need this, right? And we also just want, if somebody is already logged in, they don't need to be here. So if already logged in, and we pass in a request to that. So if you're already logged in, http.redirect, and go to, just back to index. There's probably some better status like, not allowed or something. Unauthorized maybe, or bad request, I don't know. There's I don't know why they don't make those statuses read more like English, what you should use where. So now I'm going to do nil here, because we only want this to run when you aren't a user yet, and it'll show you the form, and then you could sign up, right? Just has the form to sign up. And then when you do submit to sign up, we're going to process that and then redirect you.
Shouldn't that be sign up then instead of go index in the execute template?
Yeah. Thank you. Took a second for that to process in my head. I was thinking of something else. So I get my form values, email first and last. I could add to this password. And you could make this type password if you want. I'm going to leave it text just so we can see it. I guess we'll make it password. So we get all that stuff. And one of the things we could check is we could check if the username is taken. Is username taken? And so we could do if underscored and OK colon equal db users, and the key is going to be email, and we'll do OK. Then http dot error w username already taken, http dot status forbidden, return. You might also say, you know, and then we're going to create a session. And so session ID colon equal uid dot new before, and I'll go grab this here. Just go with ID. DB sessions at this key is going to be equal to email. That's the value. And then store user in DB users. So user colon equal user, and we have a email, password, first name, last name, and I need to go update user. User email, password. Oh, there it is. Cool. And then at this DB users, with that key, the email, we're associating this user. And then isn't that nice? I like that code. My wife's such a good cook. All the people out there who are single, the first thing you want to look for in a partner is kindness. The second thing you want to look for in a partner is good, capable. Capable, right? You want somebody who's capable. So like they are very capable, because you're looking for a teammate to get stuff done, like to handle projects. You need somebody who's competent. Kind, competent. Lower on the scale is beautiful, attractive. Kind and competent wins out day in, day out over beautiful, attractive. And if you find that in addition to kind and competent, you got lucky. And then bar. Can we clean up bar at all?
You could change all the cookie stuff to if already logged in, I think it is.
Yeah, if not already logged in, then we could say get out of here. So we can get rid of all this. And if not already logged in, takes the request, returns a bool. So there's our little security check. And then we could do they are logged in, get user. That's cool. And there's ways where you could create a wrapper function where you could do the already logged in check instead of at each function. You could do it up here in your route. And so you could say, you know, secure or logged in, login required, and wrap this function with that function. And handle func just takes a certain type right there, takes a func with that signature. So you just create a func that returns that signature and takes in that signature and put it right there. So take in this and then return a func with that signature, so you could wrap that, and then you could run this code right there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Kind of. So if we look at like, well, let's see this run, and then we'll do that. Maybe we'll play with that. All right, so I'm in O3. Let's see what I messed up. Get user, already logged in, get user. Because I did go run main.go. You're good. So I could do go build, and then ls, and I have in there O3 is the name of my executable. So built it. And go to bar. Won't let me go to bar. I do have sign up. I don't have a link there, so that'd be one thing to fix about that. And so on my index dot here, I could do sign up, but I could just get there now. And so email test at example.com. 1, 2, 3. James Bond. Submit. And there, and not now. And go to bar. Welcome to bar. Go to index. So that's cool. And if I'm logged out, right, meaning I'm just going to clear that. Now I can't go to bar, right? It just brought me back to index.